Hi class, and welcome to Math 8 College Algebra. My name is Sumaya McLeave, and I'll be your instructor for the semester. I wanted to take a few minutes to show you the Canvas site for our class and also explain a bit how to navigate through the site. So we're starting here on the home page. If I scroll down, you will see the links to each week in the course, as well as the button for the orientation module. You will need to start with the orientation and go through that. There are a few assignments that need to be completed before you are able to start week 1. On the left-hand side, there's also a link to get you directly to the syllabus. There's also another link for the modules. So this is another way that you can get through the course. So again, you're going to start here and go through the orientation module. Sorry about that. After that, then you can go on to week 1. So this is kind of a nice way if you want to go, maybe halfway through the module. This is a nice way to get there without having to go through page by page. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up to the top and then actually go back to the home page. Okay, and I'm going to click on week 1 to give you an idea of what to expect as you go through each week. Okay, so you'll start with an overview so you know what sections you will be covering. I talk a little bit about the concepts covered in the section and then also what you need to do that week. So you're always going to need to watch the videos. You're taking notes. You complete the lecture questions, which are embedded in the videos, and you need to do the homework in MyMathLab. Depending on the week, there'll either be a discussion for you to participate in or a quiz, which is conducted through HonorLock. So that's what we use to proctor the quizzes and exams. Okay, I'm going to click next. This will bring me to strategies for learning math online. Go ahead and read over that. The next page is going to be where those videos are for each section. So in section R2, there are 3 videos that you need to watch. As you watch the videos, please take notes, write down the examples that are done, and then also on a separate sheet of paper, the examples that are the lecture questions. So those are the ones that you'll be completing, and you turn it into me on the next page. Okay, so this is where you submit your R2 lecture questions. You have 1 week after the due date to make any corrections and submit them a second time to me where I'll grade it a second time. You can earn 100% as long as it's fully correct by that second due date. So the lecture questions will be due along with the homework on Sunday night. You then have a full week to make any corrections, and we can go back and forth until you're at 100% or until you run out of time. So until we get to 1 week after that first due date. Okay, I'm going to click next, and this will bring me to the homework, which is through MyMathLab. So I'm going to leave the student view so that way you can see the homework. I'm already signed into MyMathLab, which is why this is coming up for me. You guys will have to first register for MyMathLab before you're able to access the homework. Okay, so we can see that there are 12 questions in this section. So when I click on it, this brings me directly into MyMathLab. I'm going to click next to get to question number 2. So notice that I've already answered the question 1 time and that was incorrect. I'm going to check this answer. So 0 is not correct. So final check. So you get 3 chances on each question. If it's still wrong, you can then ask for a similar question, or you can move on to the next question. So if you ask for a similar question, it's the same type of question, just with different numbers, and you have 3 more opportunities to get the question correct, which means that everyone can earn 100% on their homework as long as they're putting in enough time. Okay, question help features here. So you have the help me solve this, view an example. The worksheets are here for you. Ask my instructor. So this is a nice one. If you're really stuck on a problem and you're not sure what's going wrong, or you think there's a mistake in MyMathLab where you think you've answered it correctly and the computer's just not accepting it, when you click on this Ask My Instructor button, I will get an email with the exact question that you were asked and also the answer that you put in. And then if you are right and MyMathLab is making a mistake, I can go in and adjust your points, or I could let you know what the mistake is. That way you're able to fix it. Okay, make sure that you do save your work when you're done. That way when you go back in later, you don't have to redo any of the problems that you've already answered correctly. Okay, I'm going to go back to the student view real quick. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow right now. Okay, so I've already talked about the modules. Next, let's do the syllabus. Okay, so here at the top, there is a link to the syllabus. It's a bit lengthy, so it's probably about 6 pages of information. You don't need to print it, but you probably want to have it handy while you take your syllabus quiz, which is part of the orientation. The last page of the syllabus, I do recommend that you print out. This is the timeline for the course. That way you'll know when the tests are, when the quizzes are, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's the syllabus. Please read over it. Once you read over it and you pass the syllabus quiz, you'll be able to move on and start week 1 of your homework. So I explain the lecture questions in here. The homework also on-time credit, which is part of the homework. That is explained here. The discussions, the quizzes, the final exam, the drop policy. So if you fall 2 weeks or more behind, you may be dropped from the course. So please make sure that you're communicating with me. If something has come up and you're running behind, but you want to stay in the course and you have a plan to get caught up, you really need to communicate with me. So I don't want to drop anyone who did plan on completing the course and passing. A weekly progress report. So I'll send you a progress report usually on Monday or Tuesday, just to either let you know that I received all of your assignments from the prior week, or if you're behind, I'll let you know what you need to do to get caught up. Academic honesty. So please read over the student handbook. And then also before your quizzes and exams, you'll sign a form as a reminder that you'll be taking that quiz or that test based on your own knowledge. You won't be getting help from somebody else, and you won't be helping anyone else after you take the quiz. So this is really important, just to make sure that there's integrity in the course, that everyone's doing their own work, especially for those quizzes and exams. Students with disabilities, if this applies to you, please get me the paperwork as soon as you can. And then some important dates here for if you need to withdraw from the course, if you want to switch to pass, no pass, or if you need to withdraw from the class. Okay, and then the timeline that I mentioned. So this is nice to have. You see which weeks we have a discussion, which weeks is there going to be a quiz. Everything is due Sunday evening. Orientation module, this needs to be done by Wednesday, but otherwise everything is due Sunday night. The final exam must be completed by the date listed here on the syllabus. Okay, so also if something happens, just make sure that you're communicating with me. I understand that that things do come up during the semester, so it's really important that you communicate with me so I know, I just know what's going on, and we can work together to make sure that you successfully complete the course. Okay, MyLab and Mastering, this is where you'll go to register. Confer Zoom, if we ever set up a Zoom call, this is where you'll go to get the link. So I have office hours, or we can set an appointment outside of my office hours. If you want to meet, if you're just struggling with a section, I'm certainly available to meet with you. Announcements, this is another way. The recent announcements will be at the top once we have them, but you can also click here on the left to get to those announcements. Okay, I think that's about it. So I wish you guys the best of luck this semester. I hope everything goes well for you, and I will be emailing with you and talking with you as we go through the course. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.